Don Jajamon Sinjala do so Nangwatang Nyambe Simjin Tamji Dinde Laname Bayang Dobo Zubu Sanje Gombang Bochi Tobar Sha Di Chu de Dambe Chu Gang Hi Sin de Don Nyam Salamar Jo Nyambe Samba Janchon Chu de Simji Batang Samba Janchon Chu de Simji de 去年被根据的滚龙马那不过呢三本草得了刚三本草吧去的呢就把这的孙经公布等你跟这不他们就公布这个多就送家当我就去当年去的些不搞这是
Please cultivate motivation, thinking, may all sentient beings limitless states attain the state of unsurpassed perfection, complete enlightenment.
Мы зарождаем мотивацию, чтобы все существа достигли абсолютного просветления. Зарождаем бодхичитту.
And the Dhamma that we're listening to is a teaching by Lord Tenzin called the Single Intention, consisting of 150 Vajra statements.
И продолжаем учение по тексту Джунпен Гончи, состоящее из 150 баджурных утверждений.
Чункар намсом Coach top che song, dairy dorji song. The Tikala Katsangini Husimbari, the control of this train Hugi.
Shibate.
Jibate. Chirtang Chiranzo get the Latin Kyojere. Maranzo get Sanji good then Tanka to Sunji into Lamsan Tarmojar, Jabs drink doa. Tang as Namba Tamjik. They courage drink yours. Try Tabaina. They drink with Jabs drink at there. Jimsin Kans Sanjik song Latine. Tini Sanjik Yunti in the Hako. Di Jimsin in Tilling around the Jabs drink doa. Then I in the song he bad the tender gauge Naranzo dan Sanjeke Kusung top Yuntin Tamje dan Java Sijike Jutso Ravati Techangur. Jig there Nibechane Naranzo counter Sanjete Zambelindini Matab Churta Tun de Lo Nidong Jogja Lazam Roku Yoba in a young Tadong Arang Sodang Sanji Nyamdula Kamun Ravamasuna Hiene Keja Hiene Ne Choyan Road Karri Chad Yursina Sanji Ke Song the Chad Yur Sanji Song the
So last time we came to the Vajra statement number 4, and we already started that. It's about the 3 wheels of the Dharma that show that the realizations of the writing were dissimilar. So we continue with that today. So this is how you probably also think, is that when we, as Buddhists, when we see a Buddha statue or a tanka, then immediately we think that I'm going for refuge. And so why do we think that? It is because through the Buddha's words, the speech,
посредством слов
we
Будды,
understand the Buddha's qualities
посредством
and
понимания
therefore
его
we go
качеств,
for refuge. So
мы
it is through
как бы
the
принимаем
speech
прибежище.
that we establish a connection. We are able to establish a connection to the Buddha's body,
И мы делаем,
speech, mind, and all his
и мы
qualities.
посредством
So
этого мы
speech is the
зарождаем
main
связь
cause
с
to
телом,
create
речью
this
и
connection.
умом Будды.
And then also, secondly,
И во-вторых,
the Buddha performed the display of
Будда
impermanence
выражает
in
собой
this world
некоторое
more
непостоянство.
than 2,600 years ago.
Он жил 2000 лет
And
назад с чем-то.
still, we are able to communicate in a way with the Buddha, and that is through his speech.
И мы можем, но тем не менее, мы можем взаимодействовать с Буддой. Каким же образом? Посредством его речи.
단 됐어요. 맞아. 단이 됐어. 다 된다 그 산제게 송 시바들라 되는 거란서 그까 효는 맹대다 그 요래야 단이 대다 그 요래 까 시반데 되니 렉자지게도 수박했다 효도 서 시바데 제당 돈 죽사 망보지 요번한게 되네 디캅서 렉파르 시바텔 거 요레스 렉파 되네 박타 존드 단데 송나 거건도 렉파르 송바 스테니 처전데 되네 데라 다 가시네 부랑랑 무만이 타니 요바데 이기야제네 데그 돈다 다다 고 토코 요바인장 되네 가시네 야바레스
전다 다보 코토 파티카 샤바레스네
렉바르 시베 돈다 데당 돈다 직바네 토코 요장 되네 렉송 다벨파 마히네 되네 가신 메인트 타바레스
그것도 기죠? 왜 공부도 기르스 친구도
아야
벽에라까라 그래마자라
까 히바테 렉자르케나나 수박케타세 서 히바테
레디하고서 데디하고서 렉자케 자마디 하고서 데니 양 디지라 양 벽에 다녀 딘 코토보다 오실라서
tani ta ngom tonda rawena tela liksong hipata we pha che jorgolen ro cha de yoris ya ken ina ya buk tani ngmani ka hipata tani ngmani yu ne te ke liksong likparsong ba hiwa de ko thuk yoris te ti tele tin tani ka hin main te ran ja ya bare sum
So the Buddha's words in Tibetan, but his speech is referred to as it's Ga in Tibetan, which means his command or his words, and in Sanskrit that is Subhakta, and Su means, it generally has many meanings, but in this context it means well. Or good, and Bhakta means speech, and so together it means well spoken, a good speech. Yeah. And so the Tibetan term for that, the Tibetan term obviously existed already before it was translated to Sanskrit. And so the most fitting name that conveys the meaning of well spoken or Subhakta in Sanskrit is this term Ga, which means like it's an honorific word for words.
И это как бы факта, это вот корень этого, это слово в смысле, ну вот.
Да, де, тендка тела, тени жу ламанана, карет сон юри хюбаина, жу ламанана. Канжик Dong Din Chu Dang Nian Zhe Xing Xiwe Pingyong Dimbar Zeba Gang Dene Zhang Song Song Yin Si Den de Yetting Yuris Dik Donda De Ge Chechu Yeba de Gang Risena Sanje Ge Gande Ge Dakjin Rao Ngune Koran Ka de Yongsan Rao de Deni Namba Tamjin Jimbe Yishile Songwaris Kansina Sanje Koran Sangje Sinne Deni Chujung Kolo de Koran Yong Yoruba Denzang Chechu Jik Deris Namshin Yishile Songa Benanga Kimajila Geja Jiki Gona Geja Tambo nga Kulong ni Yongdo Kulong Kare ni Yongdo nga ma control sabe kauso nga tsik de hedang le Yongdo wa hedang ka Kulong le nga de simba jibo yo na yang de simba jibo ka choga jibo de de ne Yongdo wa de ta ke sanje ke song ya ke chunde namba tan jibe ishi len chong wa re jeju jek de
So there's a quote from the Uttara Tantra that it goes through 4 features that the words of the Buddha possess. And the first one is the first quality or feature of the Buddha's speech, the Buddha's words, is that the words the Buddha's words originate from the Buddha's omniscient wisdom. So the Buddha had attained enlightenment, and then he turned the wheel of Dharma, coming from his omniscient wisdom, the enlightened wisdom. So, for example, if I'm going to say some words, first I have an intention of saying those words. For example, if I'm angry, then those words are motivated by anger. If I'm happy, then this feeling of happiness is conveyed in my words. And so similarly, when the Buddha taught the Dharma, these words originated, were born from his omniscient wisdom. So that's the first one.
Chechuniba de Garesina, Jumnitada, Deba, Shijibata, Numuba Drabatanji, Shivarashiba. Teach to think baris. Chechu Sumba de Teni Donghawata Tendrake Teni Numubala Sobatamji Nibola Ting baris.
Главная мотивация это слов.
Chechu Sumba de Tenzike Dratelayang
результат будет такой же.
Junta Trava. Jun Yongting da Dimba. Yongting Garesina Nimba. Koran Yin Benas Jamse Gore, then take the Koran Yin Nimboreva. Yimping drop Gore, then some the other son of Tamayana. Go Chung Chong ni Pensolana, Nimba. Yi Dongwa. Dana Yik Sawa. Chi Sila Mesela and Otana Imba. Teni Saba, Gansna, Sanjik Song de Saba the Jachewa, Tenake Yunti the Dimba Insa, Juzi the Jack Korang Lion, Data Chechu Dimba, Yuntin Dimba, Tendari Radioris.
And then the second feature, the Buddha's words, is that these words have the ability to pacify the 2 obscurations, the obscurations of the subtle obscurations to omissions and the obscurations of the afflictions. And then the third quality is that the speech, the words of the Buddha show the antidote to suffering and all the afflictive emotions.
Соответственно, третье, это
And
что
the
речь
fourth
Будды,
quality is,
она
what is the fourth
является антидотом против
feature of the Buddha's words is that
эмоций и ядов.
that the very sound of those words is free from all faults and possesses all perfect qualities. So what qualities? The qualities of pleasantness. So, for example, when you say something with love, then just naturally that is pleasant. Or if you just say cultivate altruism, just to give a small example, that is pleasing. So it is pleasant. And then also it is clear. So it is free from all kinds of vagueness, unclarities. It's clear. Also it is profound. The Buddha's words are profound and vast. So that's also a quality. So this is the quality of just the sound of how the manner in which the words are spoken.
В том числе эти качества приписываются именно звуку речи Будды, как умиротворяющей, как очень все позитивные качества, именно просто даже от звука его речи возникают в умах людей.
간사직 타바다 탐진 침발람라 트약치도 띵야바리스 마도베 깡콜로른 바송 까담보 제당 용라데리 까담보 딘지 중거 까바바 진이 메바 타말렉바 넘버 세와스네 콜로른 바솜 거와 디숨보데 간사타 데반다만달라 거야바 마인바 간사직 되네 람양다 발라 트와르세비치 소용 바리스 텔레페 엔다워지나 페나 무망아서 노르브 이진지 노르브 제더시드 담보 수보그 달 데니 중제 잠보라오지 달 데니 하전 잠보그 달네 데이터 노르브 제더시당 데이터베지리스 데이터부터는 름바 다 닌투니 더 소소제보니 닌투네 티바침보네더니 알라미게 파르들라더니 심진직 람름바트와르사베 던다게 람바베는 송용바레스 마도베 가헬라 테송 가헬라 마송바 테타보지 마레스 테송제리다 중거 남송 코르치 도베체 세바데
So there's many more qualities, of course, but
Есть бесчислимое количество качеств речи Будды, но для этого момента
the Buddha
достаточно.
possesses these qualities. It is Buddha's words possesses these qualities, these special features, and so with his words, his speech, he turned the wheel of Dharma 3 times.
Его слов, его речи он повернул колесо Дharma 3 раза.
In the Vajra statement, regarding that, it says that so there's the 3 wheels of the Dharma show that the realizations of the Vajjinis is similar. So the Buddha, what this Vajra statement is saying is that the Buddha turned the wheel of Dharma 3 times for deliberation, for leading a single individual to liberation and remission, which means that it is the path of any one individual that goes through all these 3 levels. So first the Buddha turned first wheel of Dharma, which is the wheel of the 4 truths, the 4 noble truths. And the second wheel of Dharma is referred to as the wheel without characteristics. And then the third turning of the wheel of Dharma is referred to as the turning of the wheel of a definitive meaning. And so
бесконечного
teachings were
значения,
not
бесконечного
given
знания.
to different kinds of individuals
И это подходит для 3 типов людей
separately,
по
but
отдельности.
they were meant for any one individual to attain the state of liberation. For example, it is like a gradual process. For example, if you're polishing a jewel, a wish-fulfilling jewel, and first it is very rough, and then you keep polishing it. It becomes more soft, and then it becomes very soft and polished. So it is a gradual process from being an ordinary person to becoming a Shravaka on the lesser vehicle, then becoming a Bodhisattva, and then reaching the unsurpassed state. So it is the path for one individual to attain liberation. And then this statement is in response to some who say that he taught some teachings for some individuals and other teachings for different kinds of individuals, but this statement is refuting this point.
Для людей, в соответствии с способностями людей, там, для одних одни, для других другие тоже. Еще он сравнивал это с драгоценностью, которая запачкана. И, например, сначала надо ее очищать посредством грубой губки, потом более нежной губкой, потом вообще филигранно ее очищать. И также человек очищается от грязи сначала посредством первого поворота учения, второго поворота и третьего.
Perna katambo din chungo yor varana silokor ka parpansini me ba de jagu pumbara lakor tene ka thamate
this got tambodi kaneko
saranatala varanas
yeah tene
nibate jagu pumbara tene thamate yor tsachin la timbate ko koram ra chitang te yong yo chang Tele mene teni ta kwa lin son do yin ka kanda nang do yorisina teni kan kolo song ke juza ke tonda no de manda cha song aris tanda song ko yona yang teni choban jitin song go de ke teni lola teni kolo re la yang ta ka tambo din chung ka na yang parpa de thama ke juza de chang ris Parpa layang thama tang tambo ke juza teni yoris thama layang tegarang yoris so te ta tumo ma yin pando chang go yorwa te yidang de tena yin zang gang dar yang de kapso juza toni ta kolo chigla teni chungkor yin bo ya changri sin da de tinje na chang go yorwa
Kalau sumpati karena nanyori yang kare calpacan yang pacan je
zamcho dong chitang ko nyangin de sa ke de rewa zamcho dong yor chachi de yina ndi lola ta de ke yor ke chepar se mari song yor de garang
Ini yang di Sanskrit akan dikatakan dengan kanan lagori sang person Kushinagara insara
Kushinagara gosara zamcho dong
oh ya
kushi chela lago Kushinaga enami
So then we come to the next, the fifth Vajra statement, which says that within each of the wheels of the teachings, all three are complete. So this is in response to those who say that the three Dharma wheels are separate.
Это ответ тем, кто
so
говорит, что эти
unmixed,
три
since the topic is different.
колеса различны
So they say that, so on one occasion the Buddha taught the first wheel of Dharma of the Four Noble Truths, and then
первое колесо четырех
on a different
благородных,
occasion with a different topic, he taught the middle turning of the wheel of Dharma without characteristics,
и второе это
and
поворот
then
колеса
he
Дхармы
taught them
без характеристик,
last
и
the
последнее
third Dharma wheel of the definitive meaning
это
as a separate teaching. So
неопределенных значений.
this Vajra statement is in response to that claim.
И
Also, this claim is made due to there being a difference in location where those teachings were given. So the first Dharma wheel of the Four Noble Truths was given in Varanasi in Sarnath.
Первое колесо было
And the second
даровано в
wheel
Варанаси
was given
Сарнатхе,
at Vulture Peak, and the third Dharma teaching wheel was given in Kushinagar.
и второй не расслышал, где третий в Кушанагаре, там же, где он ушел в Нирвану.
So because of that also,
Поэтому
some claim that due to there being a difference in place, also the Buddha gave different topics, different teachings.
в разных
So
местах
this Vajra statement is in response to that
подходили разные
although they
учения.
are given in different places, they are not separate, because within each wheel, all the other ones are complete. So according to Jigten Sumgön's tradition, for example, within the first
Каждое из
wheel
этих колес,
of
оно
the Four
совершенно
Noble
само в
Truths,
себе.
the second and the third wheel are also complete.
То есть первое
And likewise, in the second wheel, the first and the third wheel
и
are
они как бы
complete.
друг,
And the same is true for the last turning of the
и
wheel.
они как бы друг,
So
независимы друг от друга, что
this
ли.
is what the statement is saying, that within each of the wheels of teachings, all three are complete.
Apena
Также
katambo
все три
dingi
тоже
chungkar nangdo
завершены совершенно.
ta katambo dingi chungkar din te dang dekhi ningbo usarwa teyang tin yo bari teni toni truba da trawa teyang tin yo res katambo chungkar kaps tertang sabgyu tra usar ndumas dusu ta chu ki kofi ni la soba ke katambo sangje dune songyo barwa te yendo ka parpa kapso teni yang darade hirsin kinando da dinge tinsa mambo yore dinge kinam ya deana yinke deki nimbo usarwa tang teni toni trala so ba darang ne tinge yores tena yinsa ta ka riri nanto teni ka kholo riri nanto teni kholo yinye bote yang ke joza de chang wa zama che nyamselin ba ganza ge yang nyamni jitang ge rembo to ni zo che chong zamri ma do zo par zamra wa ri ma do ge tung thola de garang nyamni ji a jikba ris tenda yin za kolore la sunga chang ge ri song.
So, for example, in the first wheel on the Four Noble Truths, the Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths, but also there are teachings on Buddha nature and luminosity within there. And also he speaks about emptiness and lack of elaboration, the freedom from elaboration. And so then in the second turning of the wheel, there are also in the teachings of the perfection of wisdom, also include teachings of the Four Noble Truths and teachings on Buddha nature and the freedom from elaboration and emptiness. So in each of the Dharma wheels, the other two are complete in terms of their topic, their expression. And not only that, also they each contain, and in terms of practice for a practitioner, contain the entire graduated path in that increases in stages. So when it comes ultimately to practice, in terms of being like a graduated path, they also are the same in that. So they're all including each
И они
other.
как бы все включают друг друга, потому что каждый из них по отдельности совершенно.
다 두지제 가르크팅 거 요르시나 산제게 디파 제양 마자신 게바 푸섬 소버제 랑 셈네 용순더 송도아 랑 셈네 용순더 시바데 깡콜로 반타 용수 조바게 띵동 차양 거 요르시 단드라빈 상도 당도 달라 고아니도아 고아니 젠데 tena kogoya tondani che de ke longchak de ke kan ko lo sung ge juza de rang sem yong sun do war sa wa te tin za che yin ba te chik de ni be jane di gong jing de la tin ba am de tu mo ma be chi chu chi ga re yor sina da yung lo yin da man ra wa ke de so sun de so jeng de nan de nan dong rik ban da wo ji yin ji ke la philosophy la do te ta we ga cha de yor drum ta xie ke yor ta wa xie ke yor rik ba xie ke yor so yin ji ni ming a xie ke yor ming a de su su nyam ni le char jar ju yo ba ji xie ngo do de mang bo je ken de ji philosophy da wo ji ri o nga chu nyam chlen za ma ri ting do de so no ro ba de sang de so so tu ja chong ran bu jung chang go yor Perna Jabjin Garchen Boche, Kong Mus Junglu Tusam, Jena, Tasan Ramio Mar, the Kong Sunjun, to the Nambakun, the Dige, Dorji Song, Long and Rin, the Hijango. They Jumsin Carris, Nyamni the Dirju Yude, but Dirju Yupa Samate, Nyamni, Kumarjin to Sertonio, Tonio Koyoba, the Draket, Naranso Sam Tamayana, Teta Vicha, tell a Japting long Yoba, Tema Yoba, the Draji Changur, Te Maina. This only younger Dorji Song Jane and Yori, Katan Garvin Yamyong Lo Toyin Song Yori. Sanji Katan Japting long the Ripa Mipa Ken Yamyong Yoba Samji, or Nan Yamni by Yan Yamyong Yusipa Samji, Loparto by in Son, Dorji Song Corona Song Yoba in Sang. Then Aranso Lecture Kando Dinana. Lecture te Yoba the Hak over Tony, Imbale Impressive Tony, Teni Aranso Yamlin Je Piju Tawaina, Kantayang. Rang sem yong sundar ndurji ki tindung cha ang ko yobatang rang sem dor to baina teni nekap dewa tan tharto teni sanje ji kompang to ya ke ta ngasu rewa te re la rewa na yin ribji ke lakcha na bode te cha ang ko yorwa
And so the Buddha also said, and this statement really shows how they all are all-inclusive, is that refrain from all evil, perform virtuous deeds perfectly, tame your mind completely. This is the teaching of the Buddha.
Также учение Будды состоит в том, чтобы избавиться от всего зла, чтобы полностью реформировать свой ум.
This statement is really applied in all these returnings of the wheel.
И оно применимо ко всем трем поворотам колеса.
Ways to understand the two understandings here, there's two things to understand here. And so one is that, this statement, tame your mind completely, that is that's what shows that the three turnings of the wheel are all inclusive, because in all of them we have to tame our mind completely. And the second is that there is a special feature through the understanding of the single intention, the gongchik, and that is quite unique and unlike many of the other scriptures. And that is that, on the one hand, it is a philosophical text that teaches the views of the various tenet systems, logical reasoning and so forth. But on the other hand, it also actually incorporates pith instructions, practical instructions that can be applied to one's personal practice. So some people might think that this is just a philosophical text, a treatise, and not anything that we actually practice. But that's actually a mistaken view. Maybe a too narrow kind of view. Because, for example, Semanens Garchen Rinpoche,
Например,
he
Гарчин
himself
Ринпоче,
says that he doesn't have vast learning of the scriptures, and yet he still explains the Vajra statements of the single intention, and that is because these Vajra statements can be incorporated into one's practice.
и когда говорил Гарчин Ринпоче, он говорил, что эти важные
They
утверждения могут
actually
быть
bring out the
интегрированы с вашей практикой.
essence of actual practice, and then they are backed up by quotations from the scriptures.
И также он прибегал к
And
цитатам из
so in a
текстов.
different statement, which will come later on, it actually also says that whatever practice that is done that does not conform with the words of the Buddha, it is a misconception.
И также он говорил, что любые слова Будды, любая практика, которая из них исходит, она не концептуальна.
And that is actually not necessarily in conformity with the Buddha's teachings, then that is still a misconception.
И все слова и все Будды, они как бы вводят за пределы концепции.
In conformity with the Buddha's teachings. And so that is what we need to recognize when we go through these Vajra statements, that they actually can be applied to our practice. And so in any case, what shows that they all are, that the Dhamma wills are all for one's sake, is that statement here, tame your mind completely.
Также еще раз повторяем, что эти
If we do that through practice, if we tame our mind
колеса,
temporarily,
они усмиряют ваш
we will
ум
experience
полностью
happiness, and ultimately we attain the state of enlightenment.
и ведут
And
вас
that
к
is what we are striving toward. That is our hope. And that is these statements here are like the tools that let us accomplish that.
Просветлению. И эти важные утверждения, они как бы как инструменты, которые ведут нас к этому результату.
Oh, that day nga polon rogo samare song res. Yina nyamni kanda nang ku song kanda nang du. Tinga nyamni ta te patna manda tanda nang ku shid. Oh, tena nga polon rogo sare song kanda kisa jo je entin song kanda tanda ke loju je yorwa. Te dan derwe ke toni ta oh denu ju de yong so ba nyamni chi gona te chi to samare do derne chi go ma da tanda ko lang so ina. Te ti ko de non ro yore. The pen ngarang zo chaja chimbo gong ne hong jibo gong na hong jibo gong de ngarang zo la sarcha ne cha la so ba jia dang teni hong de ni se me ba la ten ba dang de tham chi a lam ji ren ba ro chaja chimbo gong de chama lam ji ren ba ro teni pen na ngang khor de so gong de tarate ngarang zo de ni zhe yin la yi de chama lam ji ren ba re wa lam ji ren ba yin ba zam de ma ze ba ke de zo chama la gare chang gong do ngarang zo 10% de ba chang go do 10% so ba chang go de gare se jang chou sem hong de ro go do ngarang zo sang ha ke lang ke tumo ma yin ba ke lam gung hung do ta gung yang na salam kare ya na wang cha de yora wang shu ba la yang hung na jang chok sam ro go do jang chok sen de ma ya na re wa ti ba chim bo jo parsin ti ba cha de yora wa tanda be sang ta de teni o ta ngane ta ne de song de dim ba rin do san yang do je ni xin do cer sim nang ne rin to ko yora ma to ke je ho de ga o nge cha ma nyam ni ji tu sa ma de mang bo xu je do de ju cha ma nyam ni ji go na tin ke yora de 대 문에 전에 그 단다 선노 단 수소 산지 추 셔반데라 선노 동야 요사의 그런 그 체취리 선노 동 초바의 제 답제지 초바의 제 답제지는 준대 라주 요바의 그런 용tin다 요장 땡가는 저 그때 비주 당고 요장 tene chitang
So the other day, we also said that in the previous Vajra statement,
Предыдущее
the
утверждение
three
Ваджры,
baskets and the 4 classes of Tantra are the stages of the arising of the path. And so,
о 4 путях
which means that we
тантры,
have said that we must practice all of the teachings.
что
And so we have mentioned the story about Jowo Atisha
есть история про Атишу,
came to Tibet,
пришел в Тибет,
guided by the translator, Lotsawa.
как переводчик Лацава.
So they had a conversation on the way, and
И он,
the Lotsawa shared with
Лацава с
Atisha
Атишей вместе
all
шли и
the different
беседовали в
dharmas
Тибет,
that
и
are present in
делились
Tibet.
друг с другом учениями.
And so then Atisha said that,
И Атиша
okay,
сказал,
then there is
хорошо.
no need for me to go to Tibet. And then he asked him, so how do you practice these teachings? And then the translator responded, well, they are all practiced separately. And when he said that, then Atisha said, well, maybe I do have a reason to go to Tibet. And so that is, and the story shows that,
И Атиша
and this
спросил,
Vajra
как вы
statement
практикуете
shows
эти
that
учения?
we might think that all of these teachings, the sutras and the tantras, are to be practiced separately, and that we can't even practice all of these teachings because there are so many.
Лацава ответил
So this
Атише,
is a
что
mistaken
мы
understanding.
все практикуем
So for
отдельно.
example, if you practice Mahamudra, which is
О чем идет
practice
речь,
the
что мы
hum
практикуем учения
syllable,
именно одни
then that itself, this practice of
отдельно,
the hum,
не все подряд.
becomes a practice that possesses an aspect of clarity,
И, например, учение Махамудры
the abiding
развивает
aspect of
аспект
stability,
ясности и
and
стабильности.
then also then dissolution into
И
non-duality.
также растворение в
So within the
недвойственности.
hum meditation, in other words, all the stages of the path are also complete. Within this practice also, there is the visualization of the mantra garland, and that is practiced in 4 stages,
И,
the
например,
4 stages of approach and
визуализация
accomplishment, which are also all inclusive of the stages of the path, and which also include the causal vehicle of the paramitas. They are also complete. This vehicle is also complete within this meditation, because also this meditation must be preceded by bodhicitta. So when we engage in the path of the secret mantra Vajrayana,
И вот, например, когда мы
the
практикуем
view and meditation of this path,
тайную мантру,
that
она
is
как бы
preceded by receiving an empowerment.
включает в себя,
And
например,
before
практику парамид. То есть
we
они
receive an
включают
empowerment, we
достоинства
must
друг друга.
cultivate bodhicitta.
И,
Bodhicitta
например, когда мы практикуем
belongs
тантру,
to the
мы
Mahayana
обязательно
path, which
зарождаем
is the
бодхичитту,
causal
которая
vehicle of the paramitas.
как
So
бы
if you think in this way and
основана на
understand
парамитах,
that, then you will
и
gain certainty that these words are actually true. Otherwise,
будьте уверены, что вот
at
это
first
правда.
glance, it may seem that there's all these many practices and there's too many. How can you practice
И вообще
all of
очень
these
много разных
practices of
практик.
sutras and the
Как
tantras?
вы не сможете все равно практиковать все сутры и
That is
тантры.
why it is important to think about it. That's why it is okay. It is that we should think about
И мы должны подумать
the
о том,
teachings of the Buddha, and we should examine
и
them and come to a conclusion, and
мы
then
должны
utilize
исследовать учение
them.
Будды и прийти к выводу, какие взойдут в нашем сознании.
Tenda kanza de zuba gom go yore zuba para de chimbechito zuba gom go yore tenda zuba de yang dara ngarang zo para de chimba wan de jindu janchok sim zi sing re ja kazang gang shu ba de re tene dong ge da ngarang zo ge men gar chimbo ya da na re ma da na re cha cha chimbo la su ba ge men da na re ma da na re zoba chimbo la su ba Lalin sobdumena kare lario korsam terwa 히라미나 파르싱아이 조버산저 도바르면에 탑다딩 코르솜 모토베스다 모토바스 모토바드 가르라레스는 히랍라레 다양 히랍그지신 거요 짐바제 땅와이나양 히랍그지신 심보톤네 짐바 땅나 데니 미미 이히그 초는 전로요레 미미 이히그 초데 추그 톱지게 무준라워지 차데요레 미게 그초 저런 짐바 땅야데 데니 zuke pena lomchu zo bka tang truk ke ngujin ra cha de yorwa jog to ne o ta nga ko kare thom nan ri sa ri chu ko thom na ri long ko truk ka rong thop so nan ri sa ri te chira che par mano trim ba yin na ya mik che so nan ko cho hi ba te kar chim bo ji ri te darong te la mi mi hi ko cho la tu ba yin na kon ze dro ma mik che so nan ko cho hi ba cho ka se sa na kon ze dro ma Suna de mindu, teni cho de jonrawo de manze yong yo batang, teni jo de la keita parche ko wang ke soso la ti ken reven rawo de chur min tam de tandra ke tarong ko la ji yong ting dang ka la chung rawo ji ne de yo ba rewa. Ta de yin zang ngarang zo nam jo lami de so nyam se lin yindu, teni ngarang zo da ma do ba zen na re kantar to ta ki song 다 송조가 칼라다 반 잠라고 질레네 다 드라베 야다소 데닌 타르도 온두 히랍라 토도 요르바 다데 인자 파르데 심바 토보레 라 히랍 치 싱거전 다 라닌 섭두마니 니종 달테 사에 아까 다 라미 그 주데 당전나 다랑 송용 거 요르 다 드라베네 데닌 아랑소 추당 셈니 레고 히히는 남주 따라 나랑서 그 당와 양스 토코 요러와 추당 셈주인 레버시발라 추당 따라데 소소 그 셈되니 발라 레와 용거 요러 레와 용와시발라 차준러버지 요거 요러와 사차제 소소 주유사제 이나 데니 소소를 제 라왕도 요버토네 제 론도줄라 만보지 지 토코 요래 사차 주민사지를 송아이나 데니 거 도바다 태점당 데니 참자 람 노르조런도네 파처 데니 베 닝가 침볼 합시 바로와 오 데라 소바게 데 중도 좀 먼저 치더 데니 데네 데번로와라 세카장 중족 롱장 바로와 데네 데원로와라 직팅 서지 지록 조르서 데네 스당아랑서 담보 대화 가르리 나랑서게 담전이 바까 물루톰드 데니 티 로아리 도케 난게 니송송로 뜨바이나 당아랑서게 덴로 루톱데 유사 대화 톱데 요라다 다 대화 데니 데브살런로 고나 세다 데브사드 가르리스나 산제지 사로와 다 덴나 대wan 로와시발라 다 먹게 데 셈라 따라데 남주 용kin지 이나 다 레로치는 가르치가 송데 송제로와 ngaran solo tomo mai ba ke chechu de kares namchu yores landor ke ha ko namchu tema dong ngaran so pen so tabel tik cha yo ngaran so ke rinthang ke me wa jambo lab ko lambo che na lambo che so de be gong chen bo na ta na ji ke simjin yin re la ko tomo mai ba ke chechu de 데니 데 사라하게 장게 벌롱 등에 데니 지를 지소를 휴임바 데이터를 고 심진 탐주 투모 많이 받치주 나온서 제주 남주데 넘버 주버 남주데 요래 히라고 남주 내 비주 땅나 데니 나온서라 담주 물을 rum보체 땅사게 이게 쪼직데 rum보체세야데 간을 땅 그래서 나온서 주게 히랍들 땅 그 유바인다 데서 비주 땅고 요래스
랑보치 개체체래?
랑보 알레 데니 라임베
रे 랑보 셈치제를 디 치치게래 여러바들이 랑보치 체체체래
알레 데니가 감보바게 람조른 진정 가수 히엔데 셈지르레 라 치추 요바데 사라학 송 요러바 데이나 ngaran서 남주리마도 셈지 인라 들어와이나 주부찬에 대장게 rinthang bo ke yo marwa
pen langbo chi khare
langbo jin chewa gong chen bo de nga khazang ge par nan thong so
ane chewa ho
chewa
So,
Итак,
the other day we spoke about the 6 parameters.
вчера мы говорили о 6 параметрах.
For example, when a person is angry,
Когда, например, человек, если
you
гневается,
tell them practice patience.
то мы рекомендуем
You
терпение.
don't tell them practice generosity, because it's not a suitable, skillful means for that circumstance. So that shows that
Или щедрость при
teachings are
жадности.
given as a skillful means
И это
for
искусственное
those
средство.
circumstances. So that person must practice, let's say an angry person must practice patience, so he practices
И,
patience.
например,
But then
гневный человек
we
практикует
speak about the
терпение.
perfection of patience, the
И
parameter of
развивает
patience.
параметру
So patience
терпения.
must be brought to perfection. And it is brought to
И
perfection
терпение
when it is seized by bodhicitta. So when it is infused with bodhicitta.
и когда она как бы
Or any other practice that we engage in, whatever we may call it, Mahamudra or Dzogchen and so forth, it is all seized by bodhicitta. It comes also back to the perfection of wisdom. So in the 37 bodhisattva
и,
practices,
например,
on the
парамита.
perfection of wisdom, it speaks about the wisdom that is
когда мы
combined with skillful
возвращаемся
means,
к парамите
the
терпения
the non-conceptual
из
wisdom that transcends the
бодхичитты, то
three
мы развиваем
spheres.
мудрость, ту же самую мудрость,
So
которую мы развиваем
this
при практике Дзогчен, Махамудры и
transcending
прочего.
the three spheres, the realization of that depends on wisdom. And
И
also the
реализация
perfection of generosity, for
зависит от
instance,
мудрости.
depends on wisdom. Wisdom must also arise.
Щедрость
So
тоже,
they're
она
all interrelated in a way.
зависит, они
So
взаимозависимости
we
с
need to
мудростью. То есть
accumulate
при увеличении
two
мудрости щедрость
accumulations.
тоже как бы увеличивается.
Conceptual accumulation of merit and the non-conceptual accumulation of wisdom.
И тем
so,
самым мы собираем
for
неконцептуальное накопление
The
заслуг и мудрости.
non-conceptual accumulation of wisdom becomes the cause for attaining
И
the Dharmakaya.
вот неконцептуальные
And the
заслуги
conceptual
мудрости,
accumulation of
они
merit
ведут к
is the
достижению
cause
Дхармакая.
for attaining the two form emanations, the Rupakaya, the Sambhogakaya, and the Nirmanakaya. And so you might think that
А проявление
either one
качеств,
is
оно
fine for
идет
me.
к
If I attain the
проявлению
Dharmakaya,
Рупакая,
it's
то есть
fine, or if
Самхагакая
not, if I just attain the
и Нирманакая.
Sambhogakaya, that's also fine, there's no difference. So you might think in this way. But we do need both accumulations. So on one hand, the
Нам
accumulation
нужно два
of
накопления.
merit is important, but still, only if we accumulate the non-conceptual accumulation of
И
wisdom, only
неконцептуальное
then our merit will not become exhausted.
накопление мудрости, оно важно, но если
If we create merit, once it ripens, it becomes exhausted, or it might not even ripen if we encounter obstacles or hindrances that obstruct its ripening. So there are qualities to merit, but also faults can follow afterward. So therefore, we also need the accumulation, the non-conceptual accumulation of wisdom.
нужно именно два накопления,
And so now in the context of the
неконцептуальное
practice of the
накопление
highest
мудрости
Yoga
и
Tantra, the
накопление
Anuttara Yoga Tantra, we practice this
заслуг.
non-conceptual wisdom, or the union of method
Например,
and
тантра — это
wisdom.
неконцептуальное
And
накопление
again,
заслуг и метода.
we have to practice the parameter of wisdom. Or when we practice the 6
И, например, когда мы
parameter, we
практикуем
have
6
to
парамид,
practice them with
мы
wisdom,
должны практиковать их с
according to
мудростью.
the 37 bodhisattva practices. So what this is to say is that the mind has to mingle with the Dharma.
И ум должен быть слит.
So normally
Dharmой.
we receive instructions. We all have received instructions.
Обычно мы получаем
But
инструкции,
after having received
после
instructions,
этого
our mind also has to mingle with these instructions,
должен
with this
как бы
Dharma. And so in order for the Dharma and the mind
слиться с
to
этими
mingle,
инструкциями.
first we have to establish a connection to these Dharma teachings.
И мы должны
We need to
обладать,
connect to those teachings.
сначала должны обладать связью
And
с
so in this
учениями
way we
Дharma.
become familiar with them. For example, when you come to a place that you're familiar with, then
И мы должны быть как
you
бы
have much more control
с ними
over what you're doing
знакомы.
in that
Например, если
place. You
мы
can go
приходим в
anywhere
место, которое мы
because you know
знаем,
the
то
place
мы
and you can do anything
можем
because you
больше
know the place.
контролировать ситуацию и
But
понимаем,
if
что и
you
как
are
можем делать в этом
unfamiliar with
месте.
a place, then you will naturally be cautious and afraid, have many
Если мы
doubts,
ничего
you
не
might
знаем,
go on
то
the
у нас
wrong
будет много
path.
сомнений.
Also, you may encounter
Мы
dangers
можем попасть в
and
опасную
so on.
ситуацию, мы боимся того, что не
So,
должны бояться, и не боимся того,
in
что
order
должны
for
бояться.
these kind of faults not to arise, we mingle our minds with the Dharma. And as you
И
mentioned
вот подобно
the other
этому
day,
ум должен быть как
there
бы
was this quote from the Bodhicharya Avatara where it says, you proceed from happiness to happiness. So since you're proceeding from happiness to happiness, how could one be lazy or sluggish?
Как говорится, Бодхичаттве Аватары, вы должны как бы переходить от
precious human body that is extremely difficult to find, endowed with freedoms and advantages. And we have obtained that body among the 6 realms of samsara. For example, in comparison to the 3 lower realms, we have attained birth in a fortunate place, in a fortunate existence. We have some well-being, happiness here. So we proceed from happiness to the state of happiness. And that state of happiness is the state of Buddhahood.
И вот из этого состояния счастья мы можем идти дальше от счастья к счастью, то есть состояние Будды.
Then so this quotation says, how then could one be lazy? Since we understand that we have a special quality, our special quality is that we have the intelligence to understand what should be done and what should not be done.
Достаточно разума, чтобы понять, что мы должны делать, а что нет. Например, учение Кхенпо,
Precious Garland on the excellent path.
And
there it says that every kind of sentient being has a special, valuable, precious quality that we have. So for example, an elephant has tusks which are very expensive. So that's the special quality of an elephant, for example. And as human beings, we say we have a precious human birth. And what makes it precious, what is our special precious quality, is that we possess this discriminating intelligence that we need to make use of.
И это то, что мы можем использовать наш интеллект.
Бена, даданган на методе ядо, де методе кадок чен сам тамвайна. The method ngale ja tongke ningjia yoro. Then kado chan song tawai kado chan song tawai the method ngale bet dabke ningjia yoro lai. Then the method la gomo je ngala gomo je ngara ni zongji yana majilena Mutehite, method nyon roder, and a ladder. The detail Kadok chance on the town, and there's some good temper. A start in a that I'm your job jets and do a young got think chani young Chazoglo. Чепар Йон the
Там еще был комментарий вот в предыдущей фразе на цитату о том, как мы можем быть ленивы, откуда у нас может взяться ленность, типа, если мы обрели такое классное человеческое рождение, что мы не можем себе позволить лениться в этом, что такая какая-то.
For example, right in front of me here, there's a flower.
Например, возьмем, к примеру, цветок.
Let's think about the color of the flower.
Подумайте о цвете цветка.
The color of that flower is like 100 times nicer than my color.
И цвет цветка в 100 раз более приятный, чем мой собственный.
$10, and then you put a price tag on me, also $10, and you try to sell both. And probably just thinking about the color now, people would buy the flower. And I would be left behind. So that's the special quality of the flower.
Это как бы драгоценное
So in any case,
цветка.
so the 18 qualities, we possess 18 freedoms and
И вот
advantages.
18 свобод и дарований есть у человека, которые являются...
But the most important and distinguished quality is our intelligence,
но из них самое главное это наша разумность, которая может быть использована, чтобы стать Буддой.
And so I think it is good to really recognize that.
И очень важно, я считаю, знать это.
Teni da dorji song rukpa tela teni jirtang ke yin zena jirtang ke yitsuan rawo ta kani yong do sina tang kolo tambo tang nipa sumba te da durza ka tribu chi de durza tam ji ge don de ting yong ba te ji ba re de ndo tang yin ya da de ke kolo tambo tang nipa tang sumba paro la chen rewa rawo me de wa susu la juze chania susu rawo je inde ban rawo tanda ta te sen rawo ndo kong na ta yu ba de na yi tanda yi ke yores yin yang dan de choban ji tin sung gung sun de sim saung ngamar ne so dorji so na tang kolo sumba ga saung drawote kolo parpa kabla yore ne du yore kolo parpa ga saung de kolo tambo la ya ne du yore se sim saung ngamar ne so ngobe chani
Just go to the Drukpa de la Tuta. Oh yeah. So now we come to the sixth Tatra statement.
Теперь мы дошли до шестого утверждения.
So here, this statement is in response to people's claim that although there may exist in a way a connection in the meaning of these Dharma wheels, it is not clearly expressed. So some say that, so there seems to be a connection in terms of the first, second, and third turning of the wheel are similar in terms of those to be tamed, but then still they are not clearly expressed, as in they are not clear. It is not clearly expressed that the first, second, and third turning of the wheel have an actual connection in terms of their presentation and also in terms of their topics. So this verse is actually quite similar than the previous one.
И вот это колесо, оно очень похоже на предыдущее, оно тоже о связи поворота этого.
The seeds of each of the later wheels of Dharma exist in each of the earlier ones.
И как бы семена каждого из этих колес дхармы содержатся в каждом из них. Как сказал Джунтен Цунгон.
The first turning of the wheel is present in the second turning of the wheel.
Колеса присутствуют во втором колесе.
And then the seed of the second turning of the wheel
also
is present within the first turning of the wheel. So in terms, that is not speaking in terms of their essence.
Как сущность. И это тоже ответ на утверждение тех людей, которые утверждают, что каждое из колес, оно не независимо друг от друга и не совершенно само по себе.
Ko tomdawo ya je tang tone tomdawo ya je yong ma to ko song dawo telan jwa ken ro yo maris ma manda ni cha ro ko yo maris pu chung chung yin ba kap tang me gimba yin ba kap te mal te ni la ma mangbo dawo je ma tha te ba mangbo dawo je mari ma chik la ko ya nomla dawo de je ndu ko tes ya humal te ya je yong ba ri ma to ke teni mai bala chepar me de wan rawo te tab pe te to ne ting do
for example,
например,
a child is like a child that is growing up into an adult. So the child is just changing in that it expands and matures his powers and abilities and so on.
У ребенка
But
меняются его как бы
so the seed
возможности.
remains unchanging. In other words, it's still the same person. So
Но
the
это все
child
та
does
же
not
самая
become a
персона, и у
different
нее как бы те же
person like
самые
somebody else.
семена.
So we go through different
Он
stages
проходит через разные стадии,
as we grow older,
становится
from being a
старше
child to an adult.
и
But
превращается
that
в
doesn't mean
взрослого.
that we become many different kind of individuals. We are not different people. We are still the same
Но это
person.
не разные люди, это один и тот же
It's
человек.
just one person maturing or
И
growing.
человек растет,
But
ему же
that doesn't change the fact that
мужает.
we're not changing people. We're still the same person.
но он остается тем же самым человеком.
다 돈다 데 가래 띵크 요르스나 저 지큐데 산제 좀 된데 탑체 버진 되니 넘바 탐진 진비시 줄랑아베나 데케데니 두르자남 람라 트와라 탑랑 케바 인장 담보니 추탐제 마지바레 망가바레 띵 야바이나 되니 두르자게 양테 로라 흉크미장 되니 담보 베나 dana dongar dana kunjong la so ba ke dinge din ba gelin chekting deni ti o de dongar shipar sha kunjong power sha sin khowa ke jumre te dang gobang ngon de sha lam gombar sha sin nyang de ke jumre te tin ta ti o de ta dongar shipar 다 가르 동아리 시퍼 잘미 군종 빵도미 세네 린스바드 값 테팅인도 니 값서 되니 값 바르파케 히싱게 중거게 상원도도 야진리 있어나 대송크도 안저와 담냐
So then, so what's the main point that is
Основной пункт это,
conveyed here is that so the Buddha
что Будда
taught with skillful means and omniscient wisdom,
он действует с
and
искусственными средствами.
gave him the ability to tame those to be
И у него есть
tamed
возможность
with greatly skillful means.
действовать посредством искусственных методов.
In the beginning, if the Buddha would go ahead in the very beginning and say,
В начале Будда
all phenomena are unborn,
говорил, что все
all
феномены
phenomena
не
are
рождены
unceasing, then to say that
и не
in
исчезают.
the beginning might be too much for someone to comprehend. So that is why in the beginning, the Buddha first taught, when he expressed the Four Noble Truths in three stages, three times. First, he expressed them by saying, first, there is suffering, and then there is the origin of suffering, and so on. And then the second time, he said, you must recognize suffering, and you must abandon the origin of suffering. And in this way, he showed the cause and effect in the dependence of samsara. And then he said, you must actualize cessation and you must practice the path. And with that, he showed cause and effect of nirvana. And then when he taught the Four Noble Truths the third time, he said that suffering is nothing to be understood. The origin of suffering is nothing to be abandoned. And with that, he had planted the seed of the second turning of the wheel, the middling turning of the wheel, of the absence of characteristics.
Тем самым он заложил поворот второго колеса учения.
강라 샘당 이당 남신 통미 바스 데네 춤통 이히 대빈히 베딘 송도 대게 까타막 상원 야레송
Subhadira. And then, so while he was teaching the middling wheel of the Dharma
И затем
without characteristics,
он повернул колесо кармы
so in that
без
context,
характеристик.
he said in the Sanchaya Gatha, where he said that whoever does not perceive mind and consciousness perceives the Dharma. And with
Кто бы не
that
воспринял
statement,
ум
he
и сознание, тот воспринимает
planted
дарму.
the seed of the final wheel, the third
И он
wheel.
тем самым заложил основание третьего финального колеса.
Judeke sawondawa de kareke tinka yore shubayina tene do lankar shingpa nangdo lodru chenpo pamtar shin samtar shin shuje wangne korne sos omi topo nyangawa yanda sanje dar sanje trupa porsen dar sanja sondu jirdan da ngarang tsuti sanje ke sangha ke chujung ko lokorwa te lomchu zo bokala yene chujung ko lokorwa tene trupa pon dar sangja songwa te dorji denje pola ngomar sangjin kinte tene trupa ko ke namba tone sangjen barwa o tela soba ke tene sangha dorji teba ke sawonde yana tanda chiri songwa.
And so then when he turned the final third wheel of Dharma,
Когда он повернул
at
последний,
that
третий поворот
time
колеса
he
учения,
planted the seed of the tantras, the classes of tantra.
он посеял семена
And
классов
regarding
тантра.
that, it says in the Lankavatara Sutra,
И как сказано в Ланкаватаре Сутре,
it says Mahamati, the emanation of the one
Махамати,
who has mastered all stages
эманация одной,
and who,
которая
having been empowered to the Dharma,
завершила все
has achieved perfect
ступени
Buddhahood
и
in the joyous Akarnishta Buddha field, has achieved
достигла
Buddha
Аканишки
field
Будды.
here. So when the Buddha turned the wheel
Мы очень
of the secret
очень
mantra,
много
Vajrayana,
Будд повернули
he did
колесо секрет
so
тайной мантры Ваджраяны
manifesting as a Sambhogakaya.
и стали
When the Buddha attained
Самбхогакаей.
enlightenment in Bodh Gaya,
И когда Будда достиг
he
просветления в
did
Бодхгае,
so in the form of a Nirmanakaya. So
его
as a
форма стала
Sambhogakaya,
Нирманакаей.
in this way, he taught that the secret
И
mantra
поэтому он
and
учил, что тайная
the
мантра
seed for this was already planted in the final turning of the wheel of Dharma.
Нандала
в
тени
тот
доржи
момент
сон
она
думбате
вот именно
да yin ka kara yike
когда он
yoresena
вот,
kolo
именно
somte ne tate ba
колесо тайной
ko
мантры, оно было посеяно, как бы
ne somte ta ki kan hyuen ba
было создано.
teni tu ki chepar ya tu ngam sa ki chepar dang teni kursa ga nu de yang teni pena kolo tambo kursa ten kornga de zambo la so pa tan teni parpa de teni tarate Sharbala soba sagubun bolgo arwa teni kantar te kursa ke yo
Sharipura.
ta Sharbala soba ta janji semba sewa cha mambo yo songdo teni tanda wen ti kholo kursa ke kanza manda la kor tu manda la kor kursa sacha manda la kor tsam kholo song ke yewa de tanda we ye ke yores ta yin ne yang ta gang la choban ji ti song ko khong ke kholo song ke juza ta juza se sipo ke song yo mar de kantar juz to ne te so le chepar me de ba ta sim sa ngama ne de wala so mambo ji song da ona chang lo la ta kholo som sine kan kholo som sine ke len ke me be sine ma tanda da je ta su chwa da je ti yo ma te ta ba ji ba ina ta ti ke tu da de pa ka sar tang du teni dorji son dun ba de do du ne jin kholo som de nis do ti dorji son de ke teni kholo som de seng yo ri ta kana ba seng de o ne xiong do
So then we come to the seventh virtuous
Теперь мы
statement.
приходим к седьмому
And,
утверждению.
So here,
Итак,
other people claim that the three wheels are differentiated through the particular places, times, and so
когда люди говорят о
forth
том,
of
что
proclaiming
три
them.
колеса, они
So we
для разных
mentioned
мест,
before
для
the
разных
three
менталитетов,
wheels were, the teachings were given at three different locations,
что
so
эти
at particular
учения были
places
даны для
and at
трех
different
разных мест,
times,
в трех разных
and
временах,
also to different
разным
individuals.
людям.
For example, we have mentioned that the first wheel was given to
Например, первое
the
колесо
assembly
было
of
дано собранию
the first 5
первому
disciples,
5 учеников,
and the second
второе
wheel was given to Shariputra and
для
so forth, and
Шарипутры
the assembly of
и
Bodhisattvas and so on.
компании Бодхисаттв.
So their claim is that they are given in particular places and times and
Есть те,
to
кто говорят, что это
particular
учение дано
individuals,
конкретным
and this
людям
is what
в конкретное время. И
differentiates the three wheels. And so
конкретное
in
время
the
и место
previous
конкретным
statements,
людям.
we already
И
said
говорится,
that
что некоторые
they are not different in terms of their topics or their presentations.
и что это учение разное, как бы.
And so also in the previous one, in terms of the seeds that are being planted. And so this is then saying that through the meaning of the sutras and the vital points of the meaning, the wheels are certainly three. So this is basically then in response, a question in response, saying that so you do not accept that there were three turnings of the wheel, and that this is what this statement is supposed to clarify.
И это колесо, оно проясняет тот момент, что несмотря на то, что это учение, в ответ на тот вопрос, что говорят, что эти колеса актуальны только вот в то время для тех людей и в том месте. И это утверждение, оно утверждает о том, что эти колеса содержатся друг в друге, содержат семена друг друга и являются самостоятельно совершенными.
Teni kolo papa chungkor kon de yang la da je ba tam je ke ta ta chom din de ke ta chu chung kolo de han su je ke ma ko ba ko song yin ne de da rong la nan chi ba dang da rong gong yu ba dang la nan chi ba da gam chi ba la su ba da na to ne song yu ro da rong
this go ati khare song dok de po ko min dok la khare se dok
la da je ba da san je chom din de chu chung kolo ni ba ko song si yin na de da rong di gang la da rong ko ju yu do se de je zo de ya hyun ro de shi ma dok sim lo de le ya ko
di action mares taram chi ko ki
di zo dan ro tin
la din la ge
la tam je ge de da ge song ri de song do de de ni da de ni kolo lin sumba de ko yong ba gap so san je ge da de la na man chi ba gap man chi ba de ni zu bu ye mi ba da gan da da ge da la na mi chung ko song so ne do in na da tu som de ting ko yu ba yin za di ge ne ga di ge wan ge da kolo som de yong cho go yu ri so
tini ka som pe kapla tini hlat sama telana tela hak pa yo mares tini lapite
la na ma chi ba ka man chi ba song da do ma ne shi wa ran yin
la ki song da
ran yin le nyang yin ran yin ji nyang le de ba si chu chung ko la me de song ngom sa wa da ko song zen la ke na he da ta ba la sa ba da na wen tin do na yo zang da da do ne de cha
So in terms of the meaning, as I see the meaning of the sutras,
значением сутр,
through the meaning of the sutras. So the meaning of the sutras here, what is expressed in the sutras is that when the Buddha was first turning the wheel of the Dharma to the assembly of the five fortunate
Сначала он
disciples,
повернул колесо Дharмы для 5 удачливых
that
учеников,
teaching also
но
included
учение также
an assembly of bodhisattvas, and there were gods,
включало
and
божество
then those
бодхисаттв.
gods would proclaim that now the Buddha has turned the first wheel of the Dharma, but then still implying that sort of there's yet more to come. So basically implying that that's not it, that this is not the final wheel of Dharma. So then next, when the Buddha turned the second wheel of Dharma, again there was an assembly, and then the gods again were proclaiming from the sky, and now we are witnessing the second wheel of the Dharma, and yet there's still more to come. This is not yet the highest, the greatest wheel. And so then,
Что-то еще более высшее должно быть прийти.
The third wheel of the Dharma, so then the gods proclaim that so this is now the most exalted, and this is the highest, the unsurpassable wheel of Dharma. There is definitely nothing above that.
Когда он повернул третье колесо, то никто уже не мог сказать, что есть что-то выше. Даже божества почтительно утвердили, что это высшее, и ничего не может быть лучше.
Three different Dharma wheels.
Dan de tung thola kolo tsama ke tinza de rang semne yon sundar la soba ke tinza thartho jana ta te ting ko bala chepar mi na yang teni kolo koryom bakapso teni kolo tambu kaps korba kaps changri ke la changri kala tamje ke ta sanje jomde de chu kolo korsong sibadang teni nipa kapso changri kala tamje ke sanje jomde de chu kolo korsong si teni sumba koron du ta 장초 선바 사절네 동당 양당 파라 소포 장초 선바 탐지게 다 산지 좀 내게 주되라 되네 라는 만치바 kap만치바 주부지야 주부네스 마저바 데이터 리더 전데는 장초 선바 사절네 봐 동당 양당 파라 소바 데이터 주레서 대 좀친게 단 콜로선데 용초그 요바당 콜로선데 꿀베 좀친 도그 도는 도크서 롱 정 그러다데
And so now in terms of actual meaning of what is taught in all the three wheels of the Dharma, ultimately they are the same in that we have mentioned tame your mind perfectly. However, when it came to in the occasions where each of the Dharma wheels were turned, for example, in the first turning of the wheel, it was the gods of the Brahma god Ram who proclaimed, made this proclamation from the sky. And then during the second turning of the wheel, it was the gods of the pure heavens in the sky who were witnessing the second turning of the wheel. And then during the third turning of the wheel, it was the bodhisattvas abiding on the 10 bhumis and so forth, who were then proclaiming that this is the unsurpassable wheel of the definitive meaning, of the ultimate meaning. This is the authentic and unsurpassed turning of the wheel. So this is all sourced from the sutras, and this source shows that one can still say that there were three turnings of the wheel.
По-прежнему может говорить, что есть три поворота колеса.
We'll take a break for 15 minutes.
Перерыв 15 минут, сказали.
May every being alien with disease be freed at once from every malady. May all the sickness that afflicts the living be instantly and permanently healed. Thank you.